Hi, and welcome again. Sorry, it's been a long time since I saw you or you saw me, but welcome to News in ASL for You. My name is Melanie Bancel. I want to start with some very sad news. In the world of cycling today, one Belgian cyclist lost his life today. The Giro d'Italia is a bicycle race in the Italian Alps. And this morning, one cyclist lost control of his bicycle and fell to his death. He was traveling at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, and most often that's about the speed of a car. One small mistake and the result was his death. And it's very, very sad. He was too close to the cliff and tapped part of his bicycle and crashed. It's very, very sad. Well, let's see. I guess there's still more sad news. With the recent tornadoes and floods in different areas in the United States, well, people are not the only ones who suffer. The animals suffer too, and they're setting up centers to find and reunite animals with their owners. So hopefully things will work out just fine. In Utah, wow, Mother's Day moment that was about 20 years late, but it happened. Pouring rain on Monday, friends and family stood outside the prison in Draper, Utah, and they waited under umbrellas with children and with colorful balloons. Why? Deborah Brown walked out of prison, the Utah State Prison, after 17 years. It was a very emotional reunion. She had maintained her innocence all the time she was in prison. Finally, the judge believed her and she was free to go. And she said, maybe the weather does not look pretty to you guys, but it's my most beautiful day. So she was finally reunited with her family and her friends. She said, I'm probably the luckiest person on earth. More news. President Obama ordered the commando raid that killed terrorist leader Osama bin Laden. And we're aware of that now. There were a lot of risks, but President Obama said that those risks were worth taking. And as you know, bin Laden is gone. Doesn't mean it's the end of the story. People are saying they've cut off the head of the monster, but now at least the top man, who apparently had been sitting in his compound for a long time and planning more disastrous terrorist events. So at least now we know the head of the monster is gone. There was a commuter train in New York, came into the station on Sunday morning and crashed and injured 34 people and shut down that service for the morning commute. That must have been a nightmare because people, depend on the trains for commuting to work and school and home. The Winter and early spring have been extreme, just hard, serious across the West with snow. And the good news is that it's very exciting for skiers. The killing of Osama bin Laden, a man who people say was the face of evil for certainly Americans, left Christians, Jews, and Muslims relieved and proud and even jubilant. Their religious leaders, it's sometimes hard to say what will happen, but for the most part, three groups and their religious leaders, among the families of those people who died in the towers in New York and in Washington, this horrible planned terrorist event, that's over. And some of the family that are left have a little bit sense of closure. In Reno, Nevada, deputies search for the husband of a Canadian woman who survived 7 weeks. She ate trail mix and she drank water, and she was stranded in her van in the mountains near the Nevada-Idaho state line. They were just holding out hope against all odds on Saturday that he could still be